All right, son.
So
We're reading from, let me get the title, The Harvest and the Seed by St. Matthew's Churches. Now, this book I got from the Goodwill or some store like that, secondhand store. But I did read a similar book from the same people when I was in big trouble, when I didn't have money to pay the mortgage or when I didn't have money to pay a bunch of bills. Yes, sir?
there's a timer here. So apparently when it's like under 10% battery or something, it like is videos are shortened.
All right.
It's already at 18,000 and we have 143,000.
And
sure.
kilobytes though, and megabytes, I think.
Oh, okay then. So there's gonna be a book.
So let's read a couple of pages. You are the sower. Your thoughts, words, and actions are the seeds, and your future will be the harvest. Life is a seed time. Life is a harvest time. You are the sower. Your thoughts, your words, and actions are the seeds. Thoughts, words, and actions. And your future is the harvest. What kind of harvest will you come up with, son?
You can't say.
Please don't rock the video.
Oh.
I have planned 1,000 things, and yet my plans have failed me. You understand?
Yeah.
These videos are the only successes that I've had in my attempt to homeschool you. I want both of us to be saints. I read in LibriVox about two saints, right? Two monks, rather, that they could see each other's holiness. And one morning, one of them went out and came back. And the other one looked at him and said, "What did you do?" "What do you mean, what did I do? I was only gone for 15 minutes. What are you talking about?" He says, "I see your holiness, and you've done something. Let us pray about it." And then the other guy remembered, "I know what I did. I caught the other monk eating while cooking our food, and I told him sternly not to do that."
I don't get it.
The cook was eating.
The food he was making them?
Yes. It's like 100 monks, right? They live together. And he said, a bunch of men, right? So he says, the cook is supposed to eat all of us together.
Yeah.
So it was such a minor thing, right?
Yeah. But he scolded the guy?
Yes.
How did the other guy notice?
You can see someone's holiness in their face. Like you can see if they're... Remember that one guy when we went to the YMCA that he looked at you and he said,
"Oh yeah,
you look like a boxer." You were only 6 or 7 years old, right? Maybe. I doubt you were 8. You may have been. But he saw it. It's like once you're old, you cannot hide certain things.
but I wasn't old."
No, but he can see because he's an old man. You cannot... What is it? You cannot hide what you are. Some people will notice. Like my grandfather and the other grandfather on the other side, they both were the treasurers or the guys that paid the workers.
The machete guys?
The machete guys, yeah.
They had a gun, but they didn't use it.
I don't know anything about the maternal grandpa. He's the one I grew up with.
What's the maternal grandpa?
The one, Rosa's dad, my mother's dad. He was a soldier.
Okay.
Now the other one, I don't know much about him except that he died. But
Wait, is the one that you always talk about that had his own acreland, his own like acreland, was the maternal grandpa?
Yes, he
or
was.
was it the fraternal?
No, maternal.
Okay. What about the fraternal?
All right, they were both white. They were both rich.
Okay.
All right.
And what about the fraternal grandpa? Do you ever talk about him?
Paternal.
Oh.
The paternal one died, and no one knows exactly if he died in an airplane crash. Did he get away? What happened to him? But he had a bunch of money.
Do you know anything about him? Like much?
Yes, he died when my father was 7 or 8 years old.
Oh wow.
So the question is, why would he abandon his son? Apparently, well, now I gotta wonder, did my father have brothers? Not from his mother, but did he have brothers from his own dad? Half brothers.
Also,
Because there are other Carones from Honduras. Yes, sir.
you know the paternal grandpa?
Yes,
Would that make it my paternal great grandpa?
that is correct.
Okay.
Now, he died before I was born, and he died when my own father was only 7 or 8 years old. My father told me.
What if I was talking about the paternal grandpa's grandpa?
Say again? What if I was talking about?
The paternal grandpa, his grandpa. How would I say it like that?
Yes, you could say it like that. Now, that's way up there. So.
That's really.
So, over here, there are some people that they see something in me. Your mother saw something in me, and therefore she became my wife, right? Do you know what it means, to switch the subject, do you know what it means? Oh, I won't switch it. Let me do another video on it. Let's go back to the people that see me.
Okay. The first subject I think we're talking about the boxer guy.
Yeah, the boxer guy. You
Yeah.
can see people. My own maternal grandpa, Salvador, your uncle's named after him. He could line up a group of men, and he would automatically send the fat one, go cook. He's the cook. The muscular guy, you're the leader, you carry the flag. Everybody else, I'll scream my head off because they drop the flag and things like that, you know, the soldiers. The disobedient one, just get out of here, come back at midnight. He's disobedient, but he would obey. He would obey. He would come back at midnight and learn to blow things up. Special missions.
That would be the perfect job for him. He's like,
he's just disobedient. He's not going to obey.
Boom.
He's
Don't
like,
throw a grenade over there. Grenade.
right. So the one with the long legs, take this message to the other fort. That's 10 miles away. Get going then. On foot. Up a mountain or something, you know. That was before they had telephones. So everybody had a job to do. So let's go over here. In the next video,
wow.
I'll talk to you about concrete operational stage. I'll mention it here right now, so I don't remember. Next video, I forgot. All right, in the video that I saw about concrete operational, they say that you're pulling my leg. People believe that you are really grabbing their leg and pulling it.
Wow.
Little kids might believe that, okay? But in my way of thinking, when my first wife told me, don't bring any books into the house. I have asthma, books bring allergies and dust, no books into the house. So guess what I did?
What?
I was homeless, right? I was giving up my apartment, and I had brought into my apartment, which was a room about this big, 3 other men that were homeless. One was 25. He got off a cruise ship, and he was a homosexual, and he got beat up by his roommates because he didn't have the money, right? Mm-hmm. He lost a tooth, by the way.
Ouch.
Yeah, he took the front tooth. He got beat up by his roommates, so I took him in. Another one was...
Wait, in the house of your wife?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
In your apartment.
Firestar had her own apartment, and I had my own apartment.
Okay.
But mine, I had only lived it for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost a job because as a cashier at a gas station, I was making $50 a day on a Saturday, and then it disappeared. The $50 were missing. So the boss said, well, this Saturday I'll still pay you. But the following Saturday he wouldn't pay me anymore. He says, you lost 50 today. Come on, what's going on? So it was either a co-worker or I goofed up in the change. That's why I don't want you to be a cashier, all right? Mm-hmm. The next thing that happened was I met all 3 of them. I met at that gas station. All 3 of them were homeless. One was an alcoholic that was 60-some years old.
60?
Yes. Now, he had a job, but his face was red, his nose was wide. He was a white man.
What happened?
From whiskey or whatever he drinks. But he was the only one that could cook. He made pancakes. The 25-year-old was homeless. I was 25. He must have been 28. He just got off a cruise ship. He lived with some men, and they beat him up because he didn't have the money. And I gave him $50 a couple of days before so that he would pay them. But he says I owe $200 or something like that, so they beat him up. And he gave them $50, but oh well, it wasn't enough to stop the beating. All right. Mm-hmm. The next thing that happened, I brought in the homosexual, the alcoholic. The third guy was a guy that was just standing there. He was a German/Brazilian.
Oh.
He had never been married apparently, and he was unusual.
What was up with him?
Well, one time we were walking on the beach, and he told me, you know those prickly things? Don't step on them. Kick them. Kick them with your toes.
Wait.
You know how dumb that was, right? I did that.
Wait, you...
He said, this is the sand right here.
How old was he?
45. But you know what happens?
What?
Some of these guys have grown up without shoes their whole life.
So, was he pranking you, or
no? It didn't hurt him. When he kicked the sand and there were little prickly things and like bushes, we were walking from the apartment to the beach. Mm-hmm. He walked, and he said, "Oh, you don't have to do that. You just do it like, don't step on them, because then they hurt you. Just kick them, kick them." So of course they got stuck to my toe. And I told him that it did hurt, just the same as if I had stepped on it. But for him, it didn't.
He kicked it, and he was like, "See, you kicked at a wrong angle. Do it again."
This tells you that Bruce Lee can do some things that I cannot do, right? This guy could do it because he probably grew up without shoes. He has calluses on his feet.
I've never had that. I've only had them on my hands.
Well, look at the callus I got,
Oh, yeah. Well, is that a callus or is that...
Well, it burst.
Oh.
No, it's not a callus. What is it? It's an injury. Workman's comp. It's an injury. So, let's start another video since it's 14 minutes.
Wow.
God bless you and those that surround you.